Hey everyone! Today, I'm diving into a complex and deeply relevant topic: the disenfranchisement of marginalized communities in modern society. This issue spans political, social, and economic dimensions and affects millions of people worldwide. We'll explore the factors contributing to this disenfranchisement, the impacts on those affected, and potential solutions to move forward as a more inclusive society. Let's get started. Introduction to the issue. Disenfranchisement is a significant concern in many societies, and it's crucial to understand what it means and how it manifests. It refers to the systematic exclusion of individuals or groups from political, social, and economic opportunities and rights. This exclusion often affects marginalized communities, including racial minorities, the poor, and other disadvantaged groups. 1. Political disenfranchisement. Political disenfranchisement involves the restriction of voting rights and political participation. Historically, various laws and practices, such as voter suppression tactics, have been used to disenfranchise minority groups. Even today, barriers like strict voter ID laws, gerrymandering, and limited access to polling places continue to impede the political influence of marginalized communities. 2. Economic disenfranchisement. Economic disenfranchisement refers to the lack of access to economic opportunities, which leads to poverty and financial instability. This can result from systemic issues such as wage gaps, job discrimination, and lack of access to quality education and healthcare. These factors create a cycle of poverty that is difficult to break. 3. Social disenfranchisement. Social disenfranchisement includes the exclusion from societal norms and opportunities due to race, gender, sexuality, or socioeconomic status. This can manifest as discrimination, lack of representation, and social stigma. It perpetuates inequality and limits the potential for individuals to contribute fully to society. 4. Defining educational disenfranchisement. Educational disenfranchisement. It refers to the systemic exclusion of certain groups from equal access to quality education. This can result from various factors, including socioeconomic status, race, geographic location, and more. Educational disenfranchisement denies individuals the opportunity to achieve their full potential and perpetuates cycles of poverty and inequality. 5. Financial disenfranchisement. Financial disenfranchisement refers to the systemic exclusion of certain groups from accessing financial services and opportunities. This often affects low-income individuals, racial minorities, and marginalized communities. Factors contributing to financial disenfranchisement include lack of access to banking services, predatory lending practices, and discriminatory policies. As a result, affected individuals face challenges in building credit, saving money, and investing in their futures. This exclusion perpetuates cycles of poverty and economic inequality. Addressing financial disenfranchisement requires policy reforms, increased access to affordable financial services, and targeted support to empower disadvantaged groups and promote financial inclusion. Exploring modern examples. Let's take a closer look at some modern examples of disenfranchisement and how they impact individuals and communities. 1. The case of political disenfranchisement. One notable example is the disenfranchisement of former felons in many parts of the United States. Despite having served their sentences, millions of Americans are still barred from voting due to felony convictions. This disproportionately affects African American and Hispanic communities, further marginalizing these groups politically. 2. Economic disparities. Economic disenfranchisement is evident in the persistent wage gaps between different demographics. For instance, women, especially women of color, earn significantly less than their male counterparts. This wage disparity limits their economic mobility and exacerbates poverty. 3. Social exclusion. Social exclusion can be seen in the discrimination faced by LGBTQ+ individuals. Despite legal advancements, many still face societal stigma and exclusion in various aspects of life, including employment, healthcare, and social services. The impact of disenfranchisement. The impacts of disenfranchisement are far-reaching and affect both individuals and society as a whole. 1. Mental health consequences. The constant stress and insecurity associated with disenfranchisement can lead to severe mental health issues. Anxiety, depression, and a sense of hopelessness are common among those who feel marginalized and excluded. 2. Economic strain. Economic disenfranchisement leads to financial instability, which can result in a lack of access to basic needs like housing, healthcare, and education. This perpetuates the cycle of poverty and limits opportunities for future generations. 3. Social fragmentation. Disenfranchisement contributes to social fragmentation, where different groups in society become increasingly divided. This division can lead to social unrest, reduced social cohesion, and a lack of trust in institutions. Addressing the issues. Addressing disenfranchisement requires a multifaceted approach, involving policy changes, community efforts, and individual actions. 1. Policy reforms. Governments need to implement policies that promote equality and inclusivity. This includes ensuring fair voting practices, implementing anti-discrimination laws, and providing equal access to education and employment opportunities. 2. Community initiatives. Community-based initiatives can play a significant role in addressing disenfranchisement. Local organizations can provide support services, advocate for marginalized groups, and create platforms for underrepresented voices. 3. Personal responsibility. On an individual level, we can all contribute to reducing disenfranchisement by educating ourselves, challenging discriminatory practices, and supporting inclusive policies and initiatives. The role of social media. Social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube have become powerful tools in the fight against disenfranchisement. 1. Raising awareness. Social media allows marginalized groups to share their stories and raise awareness about the issues they face. Hashtags, viral videos, and online campaigns can reach a global audience, amplifying voices that might otherwise go unheard. 2. Mobilizing support. These platforms can also mobilize support for causes and movements. Online petitions, fundraising campaigns, and calls to action can rally people from around the world to support initiatives aimed at addressing disenfranchisement. 3. Building communities. Social media provides a space for marginalized individuals to connect with others who share similar experiences. These online communities offer support, solidarity, and a sense of belonging. Potential downsides of social media. While social media has many benefits, it's important to recognize its potential downsides. 1. Echo chambers. Social media algorithms often create echo chambers, where users are exposed primarily to viewpoints that align with their own. This can reinforce biases and make it harder to engage in constructive dialogue with those who have different perspectives. 2. Misinformation. The spread of misinformation on social media can exacerbate disenfranchisement by spreading false narratives and fueling discrimination. It's crucial to verify information and rely on credible sources. 3. Mental health impact. The constant exposure to curated, idealized versions of life on social media can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. It's important to take breaks and engage in offline activities to maintain mental well-being. Personal stories. Let's hear from individuals who have experienced disenfranchisement firsthand and learn about their journeys and resilience. 1. Personal story 1. People associate Black people with poverty. I've lived in few different countries around the world. I've faced racism and people have called me a beggar and handout seeker. An occasion which is still very vivid in my mind after 18 years as it was yesterday. Was I when I was shouted at to go back to my country just because I was riding my bike across certain neighborhood despite me holding an MBA and being a qualified accountant. I've been told to go back to my country in certain countries. People have tried to give me food because they think Black people need food. Here's also Esther, a single mother who faced economic disenfranchisement after losing her job. Despite the challenges, she started a small business and now advocates for policies that support economic mobility for single parents. 2. Personal story 2. This is Sam, a former felon who was disenfranchised politically. After regaining his voting rights, he now works with organizations to help others in similar situations reintegrate into society and participate in the democratic process. 3. Personal Story 3. And here's Alex, a transgender individual who faced social exclusion. Through social media, Alex found a supportive community and now uses their platform to raise awareness about LGBTQ+ issues and advocate for inclusivity. Moving forward, it's essential to continue addressing disenfranchisement at all levels of society. 1. Education. Education is a powerful tool in combating disenfranchisement. Schools, communities, and organizations should provide resources and programs that promote understanding, empathy, and inclusivity. 2. Advocacy. Advocacy plays a critical role in driving policy changes and raising awareness. Support organizations that work towards equality and engage in advocacy efforts that resonate with you. 3. Empowerment. Empowering marginalized communities to speak up and take action is crucial. Provide platforms for underrepresented voices and support initiatives that promote self-advocacy and leadership. Final thoughts. In conclusion, disenfranchisement is a complex issue that requires collective effort to address. By understanding the underlying causes, recognizing the impacts, and taking proactive steps, we can work towards a more inclusive and equitable society. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative and inspiring, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more content on social issues and advocacy. Let us know in the comments how you plan to contribute to reducing disenfranchisement in your community. Remember, every action counts in the fight for equality. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's build a better world together.